Hi, this is Holly from the Sweet Simple Things, and welcome to my channel where we make healthy and nourishing recipes the whole family will love. Make sure you hit subscribe to see all the latest recipes. Today we are going to spatchcock a turkey and cook it on our Traeger pellet grill. We are going to do a beautiful garlic and herb dry brine for this turkey. Now, a dry brine is primarily salt, so you are going to get some kosher coarse salt. It must be coarse salt. You do not want to use fine salt for this, definitely not table salt. So get yourself some kosher salt. And you're going to want to use about 1 tablespoon per 4 to 5 pounds of bird. So I'm using 4 tablespoons here. Then you're going to take some peeled garlic. I'm using 5 large cloves. I'm going to throw them in my blender cup. And I'm just using this as an easy way to mince them and chop them. So to the blender cup, I'm adding some sage leaves. And then we'll add some rosemary leaves. And also some leaves from the sprigs of thyme. Once you get all of that in your blender cup, you can put the blade cap on. And remember, you can just chop all this very finely with a knife as well. I just like to use the blender because it just gets it all the size that I want it very easily. So I'm going to kind of show you the texture here of the chopped garlic and herbs. This is a heavenly smell. It smells so good. This is my favorite part of the whole turkey, is making this herb dry brine. It just smells amazing. I wish I could bottle this smell and diffuse it throughout my house. It is so good. So at this point, I'm just going to stir it all together and mix it well with the salt. So I said the garlic herb dry brine was my favorite part. Here's my least favorite part, is spatchcocking the turkey. What you need to do to spatchcock is you have to cut out the backbone. So put your turkey so that the backbone side is facing up, and you're going to cut as close to the backbone on either side of it as you can. Using poultry shears is highly recommended. It's very hard to do it with just regular kitchen scissors, and even with poultry shears, it can be a little challenging. I'm working with a really large bird here, and also, I'm only 5'2". You can see I had to get on a stool to get proper leverage, and my turkey's still a little bit frozen, which doesn't help. So after cutting out the backbone, you need to compress the breastplate and actually crack it to get this thing laying flat. And I struggle with that a little bit, as you can see here. This is a large bird. I'm 5'2". I had to grab a stool, as you can see. And I'm, like I said, it's a little frozen. So I'm just working to kind of get it flattened to the best of my ability. Which some of you may be wondering, why even spatchcock the turkey in the first place? Well, the answer to that is because it's going to cook a heck of a lot faster. And we are actually doing this for a Friendsgiving, and we have friends coming over the day after I'm preparing this, and we actually want the turkey to be cooked before they come. We're going to get it all cooked, let it rest, slice it up, and keep it warm in a crock pot so that when our friends come over, we can just enjoy their company and we don't need to worry about the food. Okay, so you're going to dry it really well with paper towels after you get it spatchcocked. Just grab paper towels, wipe it down really well. You also want to be wiping the pan if you have this on like a sheet pan like I do, because you don't want it to just be sitting in its juices. So get the pan wiped up, get both sides of the bird dried to the best that you can. Next, I'm actually pulling the skin back off of the thighs here. So pull the skin up. And I'm going to start by putting this garlicky herb salt right under the skin onto the meat. Now, yes, getting it on the skin is important, but a lot of people, myself included, don't eat the skin. We still want to eat this yummy, yummy herb salt, so you got to get it on the meat too. Pull the skin back and get it right on the meat. The dry brine will do the same thing directly on the meat, and then, yes, put some on the skin as well. So I start by getting it on the meat itself, since to me that's kind of the most important part, because like I said, a lot of people don't eat that skin. And then I do the skin after I have done the priority, which is the meat. So you can just watch me here as I work this into the meat and on top on the skin. After we get this all rubbed down with the dry brine, it needs to go into the fridge uncovered for 24 to 48 hours to do its thing. So it's going to need a little bit of time. Same thing with the breast. Pull back the skin and massage the herb salt right into the meat there as well. And then, yes, make sure you get it out on the skin as well. Now, I'm kind of running a little bit low here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just my kosher salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little more on in areas where I feel like it could use a little more salt. It shouldn't need a whole lot more, but we just want to make sure it gets salted really well, because this is what is going to combine with the salt to actually create the brine that gets reabsorbed back into the turkey. So the turkey's absorbing back its own juices. Okay, I have my smoker heated to 225. We're going to get a turkey on the grates here. We are going to do the majority of this smoke at 225. A nice low and slow smoke is going to create a beautiful, rich flavor on this turkey. We're going to let it smoke at 225 until probably about 145 degrees or so, and then I like to turn it up to 350 for the last, half hour to an hour, until it gets to 165, and that will really get the skin crisped back up and finish it up a little bit quicker, because sometimes it can stall out a bit at the end, so it can help to turn up that heat for the last hour or so. So after you pull it off, let it rest for 30 minutes. We've already let it rest. And now my husband is going to carve it. I always let him do the carving because, to be honest, I'm just not that good at it. I do kind of a hack job when I get a knife in my hand. So my husband's going to carve it here, and we're going to put the carved pieces of meat in the crock pot you see sitting off to the left. And we are doing this because we are hosting a Friendsgiving. We have friends coming over, and when they get here, I want to talk with them and laugh with them and have fun with them. I don't want to be worrying about my turkey and trying to manipulate my smoker to get it done at just the right perfect time. So that is why we actually try to get our turkey completed ahead of time and then get it carved and get it in the crock pot. Now, the downside of that is if you want really crispy skin, the crock pot is going to ruin the crispiness of the skin. That's just kind of how it goes. So you don't have to do it this way. But if you are kind of a stressed out host and you just don't want to have to worry about the turkey getting done on time, getting it done ahead of time and planning to use the crock pot is a great tip, and I highly recommend it this holiday season. But it might sacrifice the crispiness of your skin, so just be aware of that. But it's going to be really good. It'll stay juicy in there. It'll stay warm and moist and tender. It's going to keep the meat really, really nice. Our dog Ruby especially loves Turkey Day. But anyway, that is how we spatchcock a turkey for our Traeger pellet grill. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Also, you can get the link to the full recipe in the description of this video as well.